waiting to get started on this.
You know what it reminds me of is in a heavyweight championship fight, usually the contender comes out there and sits in the corner a little bit. Then after a few minutes, the champion comes out. I don't know if that's what they're trying to say here, but it's something to think about.
Well, you know, the intensity that they've shown in their pregame warm-ups, and it means a lot to them to make this new beginning tonight. They are very intense. They have the look of hunger on their face, you know, as they said in the Rocky movie, The Eye of the Tiger. And we will see what happens tonight. They've got the first shot at it as they're lining up to receive.
Well, let's go back out on the field. We're about ready for kickoff.
And the kick is short, taken by number 25 at about the 15-yard line. Crosses the 20, crosses the 30, and is down about the 31-yard line.
Taking that kickoff, that was Marco Valenzuela, and he ran to the right, and a pretty decent return there after the short kick.
Not a bad return at all. He brought it back, what, 10, 12 yards, so it was a pretty fair kick.
And returning from last year is number 7, Matt Kearns, will lead the Colt offense. First down and 10.
Kearns in the backfield in a shotgun set with a man in motion from right to left. Long snap to Kearns. Kearns looking long, faking. Now he's running with it. He crosses the 40 down to about the 45-yard line for a pickup of first down. Nice running by Kearns.
Well, it is a nice run by Kearns, but unfortunately there's a flag down about the 31-yard line. Again, that was a nice run. He didn't see anything, and it's going to be a motion, I believe, Ron.
Motion
against Covina.
Against Covina.
And unfortunately, that'll what could have turned out to be a big play for him on first down is going to be called back, and that's going to set him back some. How many yards is that, Ron?
That's a 5-yard play. Actually, in this case, it was more like a 20-yard penalty because they take the loss away, and it'll be 1st and 15 for the Colts from about their own 26-yard line as they approach the ball.
Think that'll hurt them motivationally?
Well, they'll just come back and give it another try.
It's nice to have a returning quarterback, though, in the backfield.
And now Kearns up under center. One man in the backfield. Handoff to the first man through number 20. Crossing back down to about the 40-yard line. That the runner was Chris Snyder.
Well, that was Chris Snyder just between the tackles, turned it up the field for another nice gain. That was 2 running plays, although the first one wasn't necessarily a running play and was called back. 2 good gains on the ground. That was a 9-yard gain at 2nd and 1.5 maybe.
DJ Jan split wide to the left side. I formation, Kearns under center. Handoff quickly to the first man through. Once again, I believe that was Schneider. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Well, there was some penetration defensively for the Huskies, and that would look like to be a wishbone or option type of set there. Handed off to the fullback, straight up the gut, but it was no go.
Well, it's 3rd and about 1.5 yards, 2 yards for the Colts. This is a very important down, a way to start the first half. One back split wide to the right, in split wide on the left side. I formation, Kearns under center. Handoff to the second man through, number 44, Tim Perry, and Perry crosses down for the first down at about the 44-yard line.
Well, that was a real nice play. They had containment on the left side of the line of the Colt offensive line, and Perry originally was probably going to try to go between the tackles. He saw the containment, darted around the outside, easily got the first down.
Well, with their first down under their belt, Covina comes to the line.
1st and 10.
1st and 10, I formation, one back split wide to the right, in split left on the left side. Kearns under center, quick handoff to the first man through. Maybe a pickup of 1 yard on it. Stopped at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Once again, I believe, was Chris Snyder.
Well, unfortunately, there was a bit of youth showed on that play. The handoff was not executed as smoothly as possible. And unfortunately, the result, a gain of nothing, is a result of that.
Well, they still have 2nd and about 9.5. Close to 10 yards on this.
Let's call it 10.
And they are coming out in the same set as they've been in before, the I formation. First back sitting there is Chris Snyder, and it's a handoff. Keep by Kearns. Kearns going around the corner, Kearns out on the
He's
field
gone.
all by
They're not
himself,
gonna
crossing
catch
the 10, 5. In for the touchdown is Kearns as the Colts of Covina score first in a highly intense game.
Well, that was an excellent play. Faked the handoff up the middle. Kearns turned around the corner. It looked like there was a bit of holding here by the wide receiver. No flag, no foul. Doesn't matter. He skadoodles all the way. Touchdown, Colts.
Yeah. And it was an excellent run by Kearns. And they looked like they were setting up for a wishbone-type set there to fake to the first man. And had Kearns run into any opposition, he would have probably pitched it. Mike Batanda is in to kick the extra point for the Colts. The snap a little high, down low, long enough, and no good. He must have been off to the right. The snap on that extra point came awfully high. In fact, I think the holder had to come off the ground to catch it, and that probably had a little bit to do about missing it. It certainly was long enough.
Well, 8:45 to go in the first quarter. It's Covina 6, South Hills nothing.
Well, the intensity that we talked about in the pregame that the Covina team has shown through, and Kearns doesn't have his brother to throw to this year.
And that was Brian.
Brian. Oh, okay. I didn't know what you were talking about there.
Few do.
Exactly right.
But I'll tell you what, you could sure tell it was a Colt running the ball. He saw that green grass in front of him, and you should have seen him take off.
I don't believe your Shelsky-isms. Not again.
It's a cold night for us up here in the booth, but I'm sure what those young people down on the field running around, it's got to be real nice.
And it's the kick, a long, booming kick down into the end zone for a touchback. As you know, in high school football, it will be brought out to the 20-yard line, first and 10.
I'm sorry, that was number 75, Justin Shiloh. And that was a healthy boot there.
Yes.
And we're going to see the South Hills Husky offense for the first time. And unfortunately, they're trailing 6-0. And they have not even touched the ball yet. We're going to go first and 10 the other way. Let's see what the Huskies can do.
Now the Huskies come out also in an I formation with a back split wide. Quick pitch and a fake reverse. And it caught the end a little napping, but the rest of the team saw it.
Well, that's still a gain of maybe 7, I would say, on the fake. We'll get the number 20. That was Jared Griffin. I remember him from the last time we were here.
And on the stop was Ryan Zerbel.
Well, that was a nice play. Well, I'm sorry, I guess he only gained 2 on that.
Yeah.
I misread the lines.
That other yard line was your 5 yards that would make the 7 on that, Mark. We've got both backs split wide in the backfield. And man in motion. I think we have a motion penalty. Quick pass out to the sidelines to Harold Carter, but I think it's going to be for naught. I think we had a motion penalty against the Huskies.
Seems to be a popular penalty. Illegal motion.
And it was. That will take them back and make it second and about 13 for the Huskies.
Second and about 13 for the Huskies. Well, so far, what do you think?
Well, it's too early to think. And is there a timeout on the field, or are we just taking a while to get something done? Once again, a spread backfield. 1 man remaining in the backfield. Dan Eller at the quarterback position, stopping back, looking to his left, passing across the middle, a little low. Pass was intended for 83.
David Loveridge.
David Loveridge. And right there on the coverage was Chris Snyder for the Colts.
Looked like a post or slant pattern that was thrown a little bit low. And unfortunately, young man couldn't go down and pick it up.
And it seemed like Dan Eller had plenty of time.
Well, he had the man open.
Once again, Eller under center. One man remaining in the backfield. Both ends and backs split wide. Handoff to the first man through. Picking up about 2 yards on the play.
And that's number 33. That was Dedrick Bates. And unfortunately, that'll bring up 4th down. The Colt defense has held.
So that makes thus far in the program, the Colts winning the battle. DJ Jantz is back along with Ryan Zerbel for the kick. Zerbel muffing the ball, picking it up at about the 38-yard line. Fumble on the play at about midfield.
And I'll tell you what, he had that ball down around his legs when he fell.
And the Colts do keep the ball just shy of the 50-yard line. Once again, excellent starting position, Mark.
I'd have to agree with you there, Ron. That's excellent field position. It cuts the field just about in half, wouldn't you say? And what that does is allows your team to have not only a wider selection of plays, but also it cuts down on the chances of an error.
And it puts the pressure certainly on the South Hills team as the Covina Colts come out in an I formation. Number 44, Tim Perry, the ball carrier, pickup of about 2.5 to 3 on the play.
Well, that's just a handoff straight up the middle, and the blocking was decent, and it did allow him to gain, about 3 yards, setting us up at 2nd and 7.
And they now are in the Huskies' territory. Coming out, Covina is staying with this spread set with 2 backs in the I. And a fake handoff. Kearns carrying the ball around the corner again, and Kearns taken down at about the 31-yard line by Dan Eller, his counterpart on the South Hills team.
Counterpart, huh?
Exactly.
Well, once again, they faked the handoff up the middle. Kearns was standing there momentarily, saw the defense was relaxing, took it around the corner, and made a real nice gain out of it.
For a moment, I thought Kearns was going to pitch to his wide man, but it looked like the end went to force on the wide man, and he couldn't make the pitch, so he kept it and did very well at that. Once again, out of the I formation, team in the spread. Handoff to the second man through Perry, and Perry breaks into the open, taking it down to about the 15, 14-yard line, 16-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, that was a nice quick hitter right up the middle. Nice blocking and a huge gain for him.
Well, Snyder, the first back through, seems to be getting some very good groundwork, and also Perry, the deep back, coming through very strong, and Kearns complements both of them with the opportunity to run himself. As they come back in the I formation, spread formation, handoff once again goes to Perry, and Perry picks up 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Well, let's see. That was a gain of about, say, 5, 2nd and 5. And we'll try to set the offensive line as we get a moment here. We see 75 there. That's Justin Shiloh, I believe, the place kicker. And 64, sorry, Ron.
Go ahead.
Ryan Evenstand.
And 68, Brian Lanzaroto. And back to the live play. Kearns handing off again to Perry. Perry breaking through and close to the goal. Very close to the goal. Touchdown. Took him a while to see. And I have to correct my line spotting. Brian Lorenzato is not 68. It's Jason Vasquez. The program was a little different than the starting schedule, right, Mark?
Yeah, sorry about that, Ron. I guess I should have told you that, huh?
Well, you're the man that knows everything about everything and a little bit about nothing. And going for the 2 points, and this time out of a modified T formation. Kearns faking the handoff, running it himself, and in No, his knee went down before the ball crossed the goal line. He slipped. The only man that stopped him from making the 2 points was the Terp. So, Covina is moving. Covina is moving rather well against the South Hills team, who has a better record than the Colts. But we had talked about the intensity of the Colts for the 0-4 season thus far, and they're trying to turn it around.
Well, also when you talk about motivation, you know, these are young people. They have new helmets, new haircuts for a new beginning, and that kind of stuff catches on, you know. It might sound corny to the people in the audience, but that kind of motivational, team-oriented thinking is what wins ball games.
And the thing about it, it does make a team more alike. They look alike, they think alike, and they work together, and they become more cohesive. And Justin Shiloh to kick the ball long, booming ball. Looks like it's a touchback again. Can't be run out from the end zone in high school football. So the ball will be placed at the 20-yard line, where once again South Hills will have the opportunity to go down the field.
Well, I'd like to acknowledge the work of this cameraman on the side, Skip Bellier, getting us some real nice shots. Real nice shots, wouldn't you say, Ron?
I would say so.
1st and 10. Second possession of the Huskies. The first one was fruitless.
Well, as they come out, Eller under center, I formation, one back split wide to the right. Eller calling the signals. Back, hands off to his first back through, and I didn't get the number of who that back was.
I think that was Jared Griffin, number 20, but we'll have to see. And that was number 72. Well, we don't have a number 72, so that'll be the nameless Colt.
And we didn't get the ball carrier on that one either.
Yeah, it was number 20, Jared Griffin. And Dan Ehler, the senior quarterback, offers some good leadership back there.
And in the backfield, number 33, Derek Bates. Handoff to Bates. Bates making some nice moves, picking up the first down at about the 36-yard line.
Dedrick Bates took the ball, headed right up the field, and got the first down.
Did a fine job. He made some nice moves out there.
Sure did.
Quite a few missed tackles on that. There were people that had their hands on him.
Well, I'm sorry. Also, offensively, they had 4 wideouts, which was going to pull the defense kind of apart at the seams. They've got to bring people out to cover them, and it's going to loosen up the middle of the field a little bit when you got to come out and cover people way wide, especially 4 of them.
Harold Carter split wide to the right. 2 men remaining in the backfield. Eller calling signals, stepping back, looking to his left, and throwing
little
long for number 83, which is David Loveridge. And, you know, it almost looked like the defender on that had his hand on the back of Loveridge, but I wouldn't swear to it.
Well, that's possible. That's twice now Ehler has attempted a pass completion to David Loveridge, and unfortunately both have fell incomplete. But they are trying, and there again, that makes the defense think a little bit. Might make the defensive back take another step back to guard against the long ball, which will open up the short and intermediate passes.
Spread formation for the Huskies. Eller under center, 1 man in the backfield. Eller back to pass, looking to his left, and he is swarmed by a herd of Colts.
And that was nice play. Nice call. Let's get all the numbers there. There's number 12 appeared to be on it, DJ Williams, and there was a couple other players we couldn't get their numbers. That was a nice play. Surged up and got him.
With that loss of yardage, it brings up 3rd down and 16 for the Huskies of South Hills. I can only guess that this has to be a pass play.
It's going to take a special play to get this one.
As they come out, Harold Carter split wide to the right. 1 back remaining in the backfield. And we have a penalty marker, delay a game. Just what South Hills needed at this point.
Well, maybe they felt that the third and whatever 18 or 17 they were looking at wasn't quite long enough and a big enough challenge for them, Ron.
Well, the challenge is now 3rd and 21.
Maybe that's something they can appreciate.
From about their own 25-yard line.
Unfortunately, that is a bad thing to have happen. Of course, anytime you lose yardage, I guess that could be considered bad.
Well, that's one of the rules.
That it's bad?
Charles Kim and Harold Carter are split on the right side. Kim in motion from right to left. And once again, a motion penalty, and Eller running right into the referee.
The ref stopped that. I thought he should have maybe done a better job of getting in there and stopping that.
Well, it was I'm not sure it was a dead ball foul. I think it was a
illegal
motion
procedure that he blew before the play. I thought that would negate any action.
If we have a lineman moving first.
You see here they're going to punt the ball, right?
That's what it looks like, and I'd be curious to see the down marker here.
It's third. Second. No, I thought it was third. Third.
It is 3rd down.
Well, now they're putting
up 4th.
Oh, okay.
So it was
right.
a running play. It was a live ball play. It wasn't a dead ball play.
My apologies.
And Eller back to punt and almost gets it blocked. Long punt, and it's rolling for a South Hills roll down inside the 30-yard line, down to about the 26-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 from their own 26 for the Colts of Covina.
Well, I tell you what, as we get a look at the sideline, the brain trust of the South Hills Huskies, they have to be pleased with that punting effort. That got a real nice, at least 20-yard roll for the Huskies, and they have to appreciate that. As we get a look at the fans from our sideline camera.
Colts come out of the huddle, staying in a spread I formation. Under center is Ryan Kearns. Hand off to the first back, pitch quickly to Tom Perry. Perry around the left end, and I don't know if he was tackled or slipped down at about the 32, 33-yard line.
It appeared he slipped down. Well, that time the defense was able to stop Matt Kearns, but they pitched the ball out to Tim Perry, and he was able to make some good yardage out of that. I'm wondering with the couple of slips that we've seen, whether the cool temperatures has put a layer of dew on the grass.
I really don't know. Into a split backfield, both backs wide. Handoff once again to Perry. Perry maybe picks up a yard on the play.
And it looked like Ben Spencer was the man who got him by the helmet and threw him down. But it still leaves a manageable down on 3rd and approximately 4.
Covina knows that there is a lot of time left in this ball game, even though the first quarter is winding down. Plenty of time for South Hills to come back. From an I formation, Kearns under center. Fake to the first man through. Once again, pitch to Perry. Perry trying to turn the corner, and he's dragged down by Carter, Harold Carter, for a pickup of maybe a yard or maybe no gain at all.
Well, that was a nice play. Harold Carter came up and forced the issue and was able to drag him down, and that's going to bring the quarter to a close. At the end of one quarter, it's the Covina Colts 12, the South Hills Huskies nothing.
And while we have a moment at the change of the quarter, it might be a good time to recognize some of the people that are helping bring this game to you tonight. Mark?
Well, as I say, at the end of the first quarter, it's 12-0 Colts over the Huskies. And we'd like to go ahead and thank the Pizza Chalet. They have a party special, 4 large pizzas for $23.95. You can get a hold of them at 915-5879. And they're on the corner of Citrus and Puente.
And also, Remax Masters Realty in Covina. It's the experience that counts. Remax Masters, 967-1779 for the experience in the Covina area. And back to the field to play for the kick. And it is a short kick coming down about
and also
the 50-yard line.
American Mortgage Company, the American Way. And the number is 967
557.
Thank you, Ron.
So from midfield, the Huskies now have excellent field position for the first time in the game. And this is their deepest penetration. In fact, they are inside the 50, so they're in the Colts territory.
Well, back there on the punt, I don't know if you called this, but the player ran into the punter for Covina, but the referee signaled he did get a piece of the ball.
That's probably why it came off to the side. As South Hills goes to work out of an I formation, one back split wide to the right, handoff to the second man through, who picks up about 1 yard line, and that was Gerard Griffin.
And defensively, that was Ryan Zerbel there on the stop, and he gained a yard at best. It'll be 2nd down and 9. The runner for South Hills thought he could bring it outside and use his speed, but the Colts were there en masse to tackle him.
Well, the Colts seem to be rising to the occasion on defense, doing a fine job. But when you have a 12-point lead, it kind of picks your morale up a little bit. One back split wide to the right as Eller calls signals. 2 men in the backfield this time. Eller back, dropping straight back to pass. A screen pass to number 7, Harold Carter, and the ball falls incomplete. Carter being met about the time the ball got there, and maybe even before the ball got there, but it was still in an area where you don't call pass interference because it was right near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was a decent play. It was a close play, but like you say, they had a long ways to go that time. You can see the play develop as the South Hills Huskies linemen let the Covina Colts come in, setting up a middle screen there. And unfortunately for the Huskies, the ball was knocked down.
Well, Eller back at where he started a few moments ago, making it 3rd and long out of an I formation. One back in motion from right to left. Eller running for his life and throwing complete, inbounds for the first down, picked up by number 83, David Loveridge, for the Husky first down at about the 39-yard line.
And that was number 34, Leo Asow. I apologize if we're mispronouncing these names again this evening. Number 35 for the Colts was in hot pursuit, but Ehler was able to unload and hit an open Loveridge on the sidelines, and he paid the price. He got belted pretty good.
He sure did. As they come back out, the Huskies are now on the move. Ehler calling the signals. Stepping back once again, looking and throwing long on a timing pattern to Harold Carter, and Carter is in for the touchdown. Well,
they put the ball up. That's the second time they've used that pass play, just an up. And Carter, with a little bit more speed than Loveridge, was able to run underneath the ball thrown there by Ehler, and it was good enough for a touchdown.
That must have been a play that they have practiced and practiced and practiced, because Ehler placed the ball right where he knew Carter was going to be.
Nice play.
Nice play. And in to kick the extra point is Alex Ponomarev. I can't pronounce it.
Ponomarev. And that makes the score Covina Colts 12, South Hills Huskies 7. And we have 10:23 to go in the second quarter.
Well,
12-7, Covina leading.
The Colts now must have been waking a sleeping giant, because the South Hills team took the ball, moved nicely down the field, and did it in a succession of plays.
Isn't it, didn't somebody once say it's better to let a sleeping dog lie?
Oh, no, Shelsky, not again. And out for the kickoff, the Colts number 41 is back for the Colts. It's J.D. Jantz.
Let's see what happens, how the Covina Colts can react after this. That was a pretty nice drive there by the Huskies, and we'll have to see offensively how they're going to react to this.
J.D. Williams is also back deep for the kickoff.
And this, again, that's a rather unusual alignment for the Husky kickoff.
Well, and I dare take Alex Ponomaroff. Ponomaroff is kicking, and it is a low kick.
Bounces up nicely.
Being taken by J.D. Jantz, and for a nice return out to the 30-yard line.
DJ Jantz.
Did I say J.D.? I'm sorry, it's DJ.
Maybe.
More than likely I did.
Well, it's let's see here, 10-12 to go. Covina leading 12-7 in the second quarter. First down and 10. And let's see what the defense of South Hills can do here. See if they can corral the Colts.
Whoa.
That was too easy.
Yes, I formation. Curran under the ball. And quarterback sneak, picking up 2-3 yards at most. Not a wise play at this junction, do you think, Mark?
Why not? I think after the Huskies just scored, the thinking possibly could have been that the Huskies were going to be real fired up. Their surge was going to be tremendous. You take the quick snap and you run it up the field before the Huskies have a chance to react after that initial surge.
Well, the Colts come to the line with a spread backfield. One back split wide to the left, one back in motion is Chris Snyder, throwing to number 44. That is Perry, who picks up 8-9 yards on the play. Well, close to the first down.
Sorry, that name sounds familiar from last year, Tim Perry, number 44. And that was just a little swing pass out of the backfield, thrown nicely, caught nicely, executed nicely.
Good play by the Colts. The Huskies having some confusion on the defensive alignment, but it looks like they're where they're supposed to be now.
Third and short.
High formation for the Colts. Handoff to the second man through was Perry. Perry getting close to the first down, maybe a pickup of 1.
Looks like they're going to be a little short. Would you go here? I'd say they're half a yard short, Ron.
The officials appear.
What do you do? You go or you punt?
They're bringing the chains in.
Yeah, but they look a little short. If they're short, what do you do?
Where are we? Fourth down.
We're at Covina District Field.
Excuse me, Mark.
They're on about.
No, you kick it.
They're
Mark.
on about their own 41.
You kick it. Of course, if you're making a new beginning, you may want to try it.
Well, it doesn't matter. It looks like they got the first down here, Ron.
Well, they're short by nothing. Skip should have got on that shot a little quicker. I could have been able to look a little more intelligent on it. But as it is, he's got a good shot out there now. So, with that behind us, we have first and 10 for the Colts from about the 40.5-yard line.
Well, I think that was couldn't have made it by much more than the nose of a football.
It was very, very close. It's lucky Coach Sheehan didn't have to make the decision. As they come to the line, Zerbel split to the right. Quick pitch to Perry. Perry going around the left side, picking up about 4 yards on the play.
And it looked like Charles Kim, number 88, was running along the line of scrimmage and was able to track him down after a gain of about, say, 4?
About 4 on the play.
Or should we say 2nd and 6?
And either way, if you're from Patterson, New Jersey, it's 2nd and 6. Okay. Or Hohorkus. No, that's wrong.
Hoboken?
No. Anyhow, as the Colts come
2nd down and 6.
At halftime, I'll practice that. 2nd down and 6 for the Colts. 2 men in the backfield. Curran's keeping the ball and maybe picking up 2.5 yards on the play. He was looking for someone to pitch to, and I think the pitch man had someone coming in to cover him. It seems now that the South Hills team is adjusting to the Covina's.
Yeah, it looks like 3rd and 5 here. Would you go ahead and I'd think you maybe look at a little hitch pass or something. A little safe pass. or would you go ahead and run it?
Well, it doesn't matter what I would do because I'm not out there. It's what Kearns would do, is under center. And he's back. He's looking. He's under a lot of pressure. We have a loose ball, and I don't I think it is a South Hills ball. I don't think he had his arm up when that was thrown. The penalty was a clipping penalty against the Colts, which will surely be declined. And the Huskies will take over 1st and 10 on the Colt for the Huskies on the Colts 47-yard line.
Well, that's interesting, Ron. It seemed to me that that he was close to going forward with his arm.
His arm was back, but it wasn't going, and it got hit. I think that was a good call. I think it was a fumble.
It was close.
This might be something that will really perk the South Hills team up.
With 6:30 to go in the half.
As they come out in an I formation, number 25 in motion from left to right. Handoff to the second man through, number 20, who is Jared Griffin.
Jared Griffin, a senior running back. And that was a nice bit of running. It looked like he almost fumbled upon the initial hit, but regained control and turned it up the field for a nice gain of about 5.
Did a very, very nice job. And the Huskies back to the line, feeling the adrenaline flow. In motion from left to right is Pierce. Heller calling signals, stepping back, looking for the long pass to his left, and knocked down nicely by number 83, or missing the pass, the intended receiver, 83 Loveridge.
And it looked like 31, John Tiogo on the coverage. That was again another Toigo. We've been corrected from the stands. Toigo was
that was Don Hare, who's cut his hair to match the team's hair.
Well, indeed, that was a nice play. That was another up.
And there's not a lot of hair around on that team, but Don Hare is here,
and he corrected us. Toigo.
And as the South Hills team comes to the line, split to the right, to the left is Pierce, in split wide to the right, I formation. Heller back, looking
another screen
for a screen, and thrown incomplete. The intended receiver, number 20, Griffin.
Well, they had some muscle out there in front of him, but unfortunately the running back seemed to be a little bit ahead of the blockers instead of lagging back, and it was just a little bit disorganized.
This brings up 4th down for South Hills, and I believe Eller is going to punt back. Ehler, I'm sorry. Back for the Colts is Zerbel, number 5, and DJ Jantz, number 41.
It's 4th down and 5.
And a short snap, a fake punt, and caught for a loss on the play. At about the 44-yard line, the Griffin, the ball was snapped to Griffin, who tried to run to pick up the first down. And the South Hills team must have a lot of confidence in their defense from that, giving that much ground to the Covina team.
Well, it also evens out that, when they hit Kearns and made him fumble, they didn't gain any ground, so we're going to start over at 1st and 10.
Actually, they're within about 5 yards of where the whole thing began a few minutes ago.
Thank you, Ron.
One back remaining in the backfield for South Hills. Perry in motion from right to left. Handoff to Perry. Perry off the right tackle. Pickup of about 3 on the play. Stopped at about the 46-yard line.
Well, that was a nice effort on Perry's part to turn it up the field, and got hit a couple of times, stayed on his feet, but it was eventually brought down.
Well, Kearns looking to move his team down, knowing the threat that the Huskies pose.
2nd and 7.
One man remaining in the backfield. In motion is Zerbel from right to left. Handoff to the first man through, who is Chris Snyder. Chris Snyder fights his way down for a first down.
Sorry, Ron, that was a fake up the middle to Chris Schneider. Kearns kept the ball, turned it up around the top of the line there around the left side and got a first down.
We'll see what I know.
And 4:23 and 4 minutes, 23 seconds. And they've got a timeout here. I think South Hills has called a timeout. And the defensive coach for South Hills is going out. And the offensive person for
isn't that
Covina.
Isn't that Coach Sheehan? To
be honest with you, with the short haircuts, they all kind of look alike.
They kind of blend,
So we've got a stoppage in play at 4:23. Covina 12, South Hills 7.
Might be a good time to thank those people who are helping bring the game to you tonight.
And we'd like to go ahead and thank Pizza Chalet. They have a party special, 4 large pizzas for $23.95. The number is 915-5879.
And American Mortgage Company in Covina. Did you know interest rates are lower than they have been in 19 years? And by refinancing, you can save hundreds of dollars on your monthly payment and tens of thousands over the life of your loan. Take advantage of American Mortgage. Do it the American way. American Mortgage, 9670557. And back to the action as the Colts come to the ball. One man remaining in the backfield. Both backs split wide. Perry in motion from right to left. Handoff quickly up the middle to Chris Schneider. That was the play that I called a moment ago.
What are you, related to Kreskin or something?
Actually, they tried that as a fake last time. They saw he didn't gather that much of a crowd, and they went after Kearns, so maybe they thought the strategy would work just to the opposite this time. As the Colts come back to the line, Zerbo split wide to the right. One man remaining in the backfield. Kearns under center calling signals. And a handoff quickly once again to Schneider, and I believe Schneider very close to the first down, a little short of the first down, Mark.
Yeah, it appears that he may be about half the length of a football. Let's see what the ref's going to signal here. Yeah, it is going to be third and just short. Would you go ahead and make a toss to the end zone here, Ron?
I would have to, no, absolutely not.
Why?
Because they're moving too well on the ground. I think they're going back to running offense. It's going to be an off-tackle play, and Kearns more than likely is going to hold on to the ball. As they come to the ball, 2 backs in the backfield. Hand off to Schneider. Schneider pushes forward. I believe he picked up the first down on that.
I think it's pretty safe to say he did.
And he did, as we see the official stop the clock and signal for the first down at about the 33-yard line.
And under 3 minutes to go in the half, the clock is running.
Not a major factor for the Colts, would you say, Mark?
You never know. It's first down and 10 on their opponent's 33-yard line.
Zerbo split wide to the right. 2 men remaining in the backfield, Schneider and Perry. And the handoff fake to Perry, looking to throw and stopped for a loss as Kearns back at about the 39-yard line.
That was number 64, Caleb Lindsay, came up and put a good hit on him. Kearns was able to spin around, but unfortunately the pursuers got him. There's a picture of number 7, Matt Kearns.
As he talks to his herd of Colts, trying to, I think I've been around you too long, Mark. Zerbo split wide to the right. 1 back remaining in the backfield. In motion is Perry from left to right. Back to pass is Kearns. Kearns looking, throwing quickly to Schneider. Schneider with some running room, taking it down to about the 30-yard line. That would bring up about 3rd and about 7.
Yeah, it's going to bring up everything at 3rd and 7. It'll be interesting to see what Covina calls here.
That play, Mark, didn't seem to fool too many people, and I think the gain was all done by Schneider.
Well, I think what happened is there was a cornerback on the very far outside there that was not blocked, and had he been able to be blocked, I think it would have left the left side of the field for Schneider to run to. But once he caught the ball in turn, the pursuers were on him.
From a spread formation. Back looking to pass is Kearns. Kearns keeping the ball and going forward, looking for the first down, and is down short of the first down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, that brings up 4th and, what would you say, 4? Timeout, Covina. They're going to
long 3. Long 3, short 4. I tell you, this is the time now, Mark, that you go for the first down, because you have 54 seconds. You figure if you run the play and you don't make the first down, you've already burned up about 6 seconds. And
the score we have up on the screen is, it should be Colts 12, Huskies 7.
This is the time that you can go. They're deep in the Huskies territory at about the 26-yard line.
And this is the Continental Cablevision Game of the Week.
So correctly put.
Well, the strategy is being determined and relayed to the offensive people and defensive people. So it's going to be interesting to see. You think they're going to fake it here, or would you take the field goal?
No, I don't think they can put the field goal up, and I think Coach Sheehan just gave him the last bit of encouragement, and Kearns is going up under center for this one. Actually, he's going to, from a shotgun formation, Kearns deep to receive the snap, calling the signals. It's a spread formation. Looking back for receivers, and it was knocked down and back into the hands of Kearns, and Kearns almost got away with it. That would have been a fantastic play. So they burn up 8 seconds. They've got 46 seconds for the Huskies to go down and score, and I think Coach Sheehan had enough confidence in his team, the mascots for the team. Now you see the defensive coordinator is out there talking to his defense, saying, probably telling the backs to play it loose and stay off. Look for the streak pattern down the left side, which seems to be one of Ealer's favorite timing patterns.
Well, I think another thing you have to look at is it seems like the first half has gone by rather rapidly, and that's due to the fact that there has not been that many penalties. If you think back over the first half as it went along, there has not been that many penalties.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
But that's not excessive.
No, absolutely not. Not like the game we saw a few weeks ago.
Exactly right.
So the Huskies are out with 1st and 10 and 46 seconds to score. Spread formation for the Huskies. One man in the backfield. Backs loosening up in motion from right to left. And Ehler back looking to his right and throwing complete to Pierce, who's taken down inbounds at about the 36-yard line. So South Hill's on the move with 38 seconds. That last play took 8 seconds. And the clock is running again because he was taken down inbounds and not out of bounds. 1st and 10 with 30 seconds on the clock. One man remaining in the backfield. Spread formation. Both backs split wide to each side. In motion is Griffin from left to right. And Ehler looking back to pass, running deep back and throwing out of bounds, incomplete, with 15 seconds remaining on the clock. The intended receiver, Loveridge, was well overthrown. I think Ehler knew that he could not complete the pass at that point, so he threw it out of bounds to stop the clock.
Well, unfortunately that time, Ron, the defensive end came up the field, and when he was blocked, he was pushed towards Ehler, who was rolling around to his left. And it pushed him right into Ehler, and Ehler had to backpedal while moving to his left.
Fred.
15 seconds on the clock.
Ehler under the center.
2nd down and 10. Oops, a daisy.
And Ehler throwing quickly to number 83, David Loveridge, but there is a penalty against South Hills.
I think it's going to be a delay, isn't it? Or is it? Or the PA guys say motion.
There was a signal, and I didn't catch the beginning of the signal, so I just saw some hands. And they did get it off. So this is all or nothing. This time it looks like there is a chance to run it out, and Griffin with the ball, bringing it back across the 25-yard line to about the 27-yard line. That will bring 1st and 10 for the Huskies from their own 27-yard line as we begin the third quarter of play here at Covina District Field. I would have liked to have had my ears in the Colts locker room because I'm sure they would have been burning.
And starting the half, it is 12-7 Covina with the lead.
And Ehler under the center, handing off quickly to the second back through Griffin. Griffin carrying for close to a first down. Maybe he did get the first down.
That was number 20, the man that took the opening kickoff, and he just continued on where he left off with the opening kickoff and turned it up the field for a very nice gain.
Second down, just shy of the first down at about the 38-yard line. South Hills in I formation, in split wide to the right, one back in motion. Number 7, Harold Carter from right to left. Handoff to the second man through. Once again, Griffin carrying the ball down to midfield where it will be 1st and 10 for the Huskies.
Well, that was a real nice effort there again. The kickoff, he touched the ball, and two of these running, the first two plays out of the gate, he's touched the ball and ripped off real nice gains.
Well, with the way the first two plays went, it might have been a heck of a conversation in the South Hills locker room too, Mark.
Well, that's true.
Number 83, David Loveridge, wide on the left. Two backs in the backfield, one back split wide to the right. In motion is Pierce from right to left. Quick pitch back to Bates, who turns the corner and is stopped for a pickup of about 6 on the play.
And number 54 is Armin Kokarian with the nice stick there to bring him down in the backfield. That was number 34, Leo Aseal, with the attempted grab, but unfortunately for the Colts, the runner was able to escape his grasp.
And that brings up 2nd and 4 for the Huskies of South Hills.
Long 4.
Once again, Loveridge split wide to the right. Harold Carter to the left, in motion from left to right, from right to left is Griffin. Handoff quickly up the middle to Bates. Bates crossing the 30-yard line inside the 34, a first down for the Huskies.
Well, that was Dedrick Bates ripping off run for first down, and it seems like the offensive line of the Huskies are determined to gain control here in the second half.
And there's some mighty fine running by the Husky backs, too. They seem to be really putting a lot of extra effort into this. The Colts lead in danger as the Huskies move down the field. Loveridge split wide to the right, two backs in the I formation. Pierce split wide on the right. Handoff to the second back through Griffin, and Griffin fights his way up for a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards on the play.
And kept his legs churning even though he was hit, and got an additional 2 yards or 3 yards out of that. And that'll bring up second down and about, well, let's say 4.
You know, the Colts,
three or 3.5.
The Huskies aren't shuffling their running backs back and forth very nicely. Pierce just came out of the game, and Harold Carter went back into the game. Wide end split on the left side is Loveridge. I formation with the backs. Bates split wide to the right. Handoff to the first back through. Bates being hit by a host of Colts.
And they're driving closer, ever closer to taking the lead of the game, the first lead they'd have.
Well, they're going to take a look at this one and see how close it is to a first down. The official's looking at it, calling an official timeout. They're going to bring the chains out on the field.
Well, so far we've seen the Huskies take the opening kickoff and drive down the field, and the Covina defense has yet to put up any kind of an effort in stopping their running game.
They have been doing a nice job, and it is a first down for the South Hills Huskies.
I would think the Colts are in very strong danger of losing their lead here, Ron.
Well, they do have some problems looking at them. They are inside the 20-yard line, about the 19-yard line. And the same setup for the Huskies, I formation. Carter split wide to the right. Loveridge wide to the left. Handoff to the second back through Griffin. Griffin picking up about 6 yards on the play.
And again, that was a real nice run. Gain of 6, you called it, Ron. And as the screen says, 2nd and 4. Defensively, the Colts are going to have to come up with something to try and slow them down.
Well, they're in some tough area here to gain some real estate. Ealer under center.
You ought to know about real estate.
Loveridge split wide to the left in motion. Handoff to the first back through Bates. And Bates still driving after he got down. He's headed for the goal. They're inside the 10-yard line. And it may have picked up a first down inside the 10. No, it is 3rd and about a half a yard at the 10-yard line, or just inside the 10.
And again, as you alertly noted, they are shuffling the backs in very, very nicely here.
And we have the first timeout of this half called by the Colts.
Do you think,
as their defensive coach goes out to discuss the situation.
You think they should have waited this long to call a timeout, or would you have called one a little bit earlier? Fresh out of the gate like that.
Well, you know, it's not, it's like, 3 plays that they've gotten in that close when they were out here at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
So, you know, how soon should you call? Patient. Healer with his back split wide to the right, in split wide to the left. Handoff quickly to the first man through, and number 48, Ben Spencer, carrying the ball not for much, but he probably picked up the first down. How's it look, Mark?
Well, I think the momentum-wise, you have to give it all to the Huskies at this point.
You know, what could really make the pendulum swing back the other way is if the defense holds at this point, or if possibly a mistake by the South Hills team, a fumble, an intercepted pass, anything.
Well, they have a wideout, David Loveridge, who's one of their star players. Why not roll Ealer out and toss it, fake the handoff, and roll him out?
Good possibility here. Once again, going to number 20, Griffin, around the right end, inside the 5.
Well, again, even though the defense was there to make the play, they still got a nice gain out of that.
2nd down and
4.
About 4 for a touchdown. There's no possibility for a first down unless there's a defensive holding, defensive pass interference. Certainly looks like the scoring here is predictable, but you never know what's going to happen in this contest.
The Colts really need a turnover or something good to happen for that defense to get some momentum out of the hands of the Huskies.
And Ealer handing off once again to Griffin. Griffin not getting much at all on it, maybe a yard, bringing him down to about the 3-yard line.
Well, we're sitting here right on the 50, and sometimes when you get down towards the goal line, it's hard to tell how much yardage they've actually made.
Yeah, he may have gotten a little more than a yard, because it looks like there's about 1.5 yards to 2 yards to score the touchdown. It is 3rd down. If they don't score on this play, it's time. It's decision time. I think if it was my decision, I'd go 4 downs for the touchdown.
Yeah. Well, you don't know. They've ran the ball exclusively. Maybe time for a pass.
As we go in to an I formation, Ealer looking back, trying to throw a quick pass. Oh, no. Oh, no, I think we've got 2 penalties on this, and I think one of them is...
There's penalties. I thought Loveridge caught the ball. What do you think, Ron?
I thought so, too.
But
there was an interference penalty anyhow.
Real nice cam work down there by Mr. Bellier. You see the referee's huddle. I thought Loveridge did have the ball, even though there was a infraction.
And maybe there's an unsportsman, too.
Here we go.
Defensive, it's declined, touchdown.
Okay, so that's the call. Got a first-hand look at it, and the touchdown counts.
And with that, it puts the Huskies ahead of the Colts with a score. The South Hills Huskies
13
and the Colts of Covina
12.
The Huskies are going in. I guess they're going to just kick the extra point is what it appears.
Would you go for 2?
Why? You're already up. In motion is Loveridge from right to left. Healer back looking to the left, throwing.
Got it.
Complete to Griffin. Quick pass off to his left, making the score now. South Hills
15
and Covina
12. And now that puts them up by a field goal. So even if Covina gets down there and kicks the field goal.
And number 12 with the ball, DJ Williams, and making a nice return, just what the Colts needed, bringing the ball back to close to the 40-yard line at about the 39-yard line. Fantastic return for the Colts and just what the doctor ordered.
Well, I tell you, Ron, this is the first time we've had a chance to see Covina. I'll get it out here eventually. But it's nice to see once that league play has started, the game has tightened up, and there's not as many flags on the field.
Well, you know, it takes a little time to get used to what you're doing out there and get the timing and the coordination needed. Both backs split wide. Handoff quickly up the middle. And that handoff was to Schneider, I believe, number 20.
Well, the trouble with the offense with Covina, as near as I can tell, is the fact that once you get the run up the middle stop, that only leaves the quarterback and the running back. So it allows the other. It's 2nd and 9 here. It allows the quarterback to or the defenders to flow out and stop the other options.
2 men in the backfield. Kearns carrying the ball, heading upfield and crossing the 45 to the 46, picking up about 6 yards, making it about 6 yards, making it 3rd and about 3.5 for the first down. Nice pickup by Kearns.
Well, even though that was a nice play by Kearns on that first down play, you need some yardage there so that you can get this 3rd down play into a manageable position.
One of the things I see happening with the Covina team is that their pass has been very ineffective, and that makes it easier to defend the run. So as we go back to live action, 2 men in the backfield. Zerbal split to the right, and back to pass as Kearns almost slips, and I don't know if that was a fumble or not. That looked like a shuffle pass forward to the back that was there, and I would have called that an incomplete pass, but maybe I saw it wrong.
No, Charles Kim is a player who made the play, but I'd have to agree with you there, Ron. It looked to me like that was a shuffle pass, and once those hit the turf, they're a dead ball.
Should have been. We saw it hit the turf. It wasn't intercepted in the air. It was knocked down, and they went after it and picked it up.
And it looked clearly like a shuffle pass.
So as the brakes turn, they turn to the Huskies. Huskies, good field position. Under center is Ehler. Ehler back to pass, looking long for number 83, Loveridge. And Loveridge and touchback. It was
picked off.
Intercepted by number 31.
John Toigo.
And Toigo took all of the fire out of that one for the Huskies.
That was a huge play. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get over there and take a look at it. It's out of our immediate field of view, and by the time we got ourselves up and looked at it, the play was over with.
Yeah, we need a better booth. If any of you boosters want to build this booth a little better, we're ready.
Speaking of boosters, the South Hills has a great set of boosters that allows them to get the equipment and things they need to help their team out.
Zerbo split wide to the right.
Huge play there.
In motion is number 20, Schneider. Back to pass, and under pressure is Kearns. Kearns tucking the ball away and running and knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. So a pickup of about 3 on the play.
And number 64 for South Hills Caleb Lindsay assists Matt Kearns off the deck. But he still gained a little bit of yardage, and it'll be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7.
With 1:48 left in the third quarter, Kearns came under great pressure. His line's got to do a little more for him.
Looked like the left side of the line just collapsed there.
Perry split wide to the right. Zerval wide to the right. Perry wide to the left. Back to pass and rolling is Kearns. Kearns having no place to go. Actually lost about a yard on that. Kearns is under an awful lot of pressure from the Husky team.
Charles Kim was the player that made the tackle that time.
And with that tackle, it brings up 3rd and about 7. 3rd and long 7 anyhow.
Well, unfortunately, this for the Colts, this Husky defense is continually nipping at their heels, bringing them down.
And as you say, nipping at the heels. Zerbo split wide to the right. In motion is number 20, Schneider. Back to pass and throwing over the middle, complete to DJ Williams. I believe that was number 12 for the first down at about the 40-yard line.
And number 22, Steve Duran, was the man who brought him down.
Big play.
I see a flag back on the 16-yard line. The indications are against the Covina team, and it probably is holding.
Just what the Colts needed. That is a certainly demoralizing thing to happen.
Well, the line needs to, they're trying their best to give Matt time to throw the ball, and it's going to be a hold most likely and bring it back. But let's wait for the official man to call it. Oh, roughing the passer.
Well, roughing the passer, and I didn't pick up on that, but...
well, so much for my holding scenario.
Well, that was a good guess. If you didn't see it and you see it flag back in that area, that's one of the prime penalties you'll see thrown from that area.
We were watching the action upfield. So the first down does stand.
2 backs in the backfield. Zerbo split wide to the right. Handoff quickly to Perry. Perry cutting upfield. Pickup of about 3 yards on the play, bringing it down to about the 44-yard line. 43-yard line.
And again, positive yards on first down. That's important so you don't end up at 2nd and 10. At least now they've got it down to a manageable position.
And this is a good sign for the Covina team, and this can keep their spirits up and actually build the adrenaline now that they're rolling, keep them rolling.
Well, they need to continue passing the ball. Otherwise, that was a nice observation a little while ago you made, that they can just key on the run if the pass doesn't work.
And as we go to the action, we had a miscue by Kearns and 7-9. We'll get the next commercial after we come through this play. In motion is Zerbo from right to left, and a bad snap, and falling on the ball is Kearns. The Colts are moving backwards. And finally, to thank one of the other people that helped bring this telecast to you, we'd like to thank American Mortgage Company in Covina. If it's time to refi, call American Mortgage. If it's time to buy, call American Mortgage. Get the American advantage with American Mortgage Company in Covina. Call American Mortgage, 967-0557.
And back in punt formation for the Colts.
And another long snap, but there wasn't a rush on the play. Good kick, and finally calling for a fair catch.
So maybe this is the way he fires them up.
Pierce split wide to the right for the Huskies. In motion from right to left, and turning upfield a little soon as Bates tries to round the corner and is taken down by several Huskies, by several Colts.
It looked like number 44, Tim Perry, and assisted by number 35, Leo Asayao.
And I think number 12, DJ Williams, was there also. Well, that was a positive move. It was a loss, so make it 2nd and 11 for the Huskies as they go back to work. Bates coming off the field as he's been replaced by Ben Spencer. Brings his team to the line. Number 25, Pierce, split wide to the right. Back to pass is either looking to the left, throwing long, and knocked down nicely by number 31, John Toigo.
John Toigo.
Tiogo.
John Toigo was there, and that was nice defense on the, I think it was Harold Carter running the up pattern. That was good defense there.
Excellent defense. Knocked it down right at there's the man right there.
John Toigo.
Did a fine job on the plate. You know, Ehler throws a nice long pass, doesn't he?
Definitely.
This brings up 3rd and 22 with the ball resting at about the 39-yard line of the Huskies. Back to pass once again is Ehler. Ehler under some pressure and thrown incomplete. Pass intended for number 83, Loveridge.
And unfortunately, it went off his fingertips, and the man of the hour again was John Toigo, was there in coverage.
It appears the punting team is coming in for South Hills. Ehler, the quarterback, is also the punter for South Hills, and he's gone into punt formation.
And back to receive number 5, Ryan Zerbel, and number 41, DJ Jans.
Nice snap back to Ehler. Nice long punt. Backing to receive the punt is Jans. Jans running to his right. Crossed the 20 and grabbed around the ankles at about the 23, 24-yard line.
Sorry, Ron. They were trying to set up a return on the right side there. The players fell back and moved to the right, trying to set up a wall over there. Unfortunately, the return man didn't quite get there, and the Huskies were able to make the tackle.
Well, it's
nine. I'm sorry, Ron.
Zerbel split wide to the right. In motion is Perry from right to left. Hand off, a quick pitch to Perry as he turns the corner. Nice block by Zerbel holding his man off, and then the man shook him as Perry didn't get there in time.
Well, that was a nice attempted block by Zerbel, but I don't think he turned Carter. He should have turned him either right or left and let the running back an alley, a determined or a concentrated alley in which to run. He didn't really turn him right or left. He just stood in front of him. And what he needed to do was try to turn him either left or right so that the runner could have gotten around him this way or that.
Right, and it looked like he was starting to grab at him, which was a big no-no. As we go back to play, in motion from left to right, handoff quickly to the first man through on the play to left. Quickly fumble and recovered by number 64 for the Colts, who is Ryan Evenstad. So the big lineman makes a sizable gain. 6-yard gain. 6-yard gain. So let's call it second down and about 4 for the Colts at their own 44.5-yard line.
That's about one of the few breaks I've seen the Colts get this game. Kearns was turned around. It looked like his arm was ripped away from the ball. It fell forward. And fortunately for the Colts, it looks like the center got up there and pounced on it.
Did a fine job.
Do Colts pounce?
Well, they...
there it is.
Quickly, they come back. Quick pass over the middle to DJ Williams. Fake to the first back through, and I think the Huskies, having been defending the run most of the night, took the fake, moved to the middle, as DJ Williams found himself a hole right in the middle of the field, and Kearns made a nice pass right in his arms.
First and 10, they fake to the fullback. That's going to bring your linebackers up, and that leaves the tight end, I believe, is a position Williams is playing, leaves a real soft zone in there that they can give it to him.
Perry, number 44, in motion from left to right, and a little miscue as Kearns runs in to Schneider for a gain, no gain, maybe even a loss on the play. In fact, it was a loss of a yard, Mark.
Well, unfortunately, when you do not execute properly, you lose any kind of momentum or surge, and you end up losing yardage like they did there. It's going to be 2nd and 11, and that's not the thing you want to do on first down. You need positive yardage there.
DJ Jantz split wide on the left side with Perry in the slot, and Perry in motion from left to right and back and looking to throw long. And it is just out of the hands of DJ Jantz, who was down at the 7-yard line. Fantastic pass, just about 2 feet too long, Mark.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Ron, that was close, and if that would have been thrown a little bit shorter, or the intended receiver had a little bit more speed, or a gust of wind caught it, that would have been there for a touchdown. Nice execution, almost.
Maybe that's what happened. A gust of wind caught that ball that was sailing pretty high down the field.
That was awfully close. The coverage was nowhere to be seen.
Kearns once again calling signals. In motion is Perry from right to left. Back to pass again and throwing
Screen.
short quickly to Schneider. Schneider running and knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line, I believe. Actually, it's at the 28-yard line.
Maybe the 27. That's going to be close to a first down.
It is a first down for the Colts, and the Colts are on the move. They got a break as the ball was knocked loose. It was knocked forward and out of bounds. And that will bring up 1st and 10 for the Colts at the Huskies' 28-yard line.
Well, that's break number 2, and that's on this drive. That ball was held out there, and a helmet was put on it, knocked it out.
And at this point, I'd say the clock is working in the favor of the Colts as long as they don't lose the momentum. And Kearns pitching back to Perry. Perry running and knocked out of bounds once again. Maybe a pickup of a yard and a half on the play. Perry went in motion from left to right and then did like an end does, a button hook, and came back and was there to receive the pitch from Kearns, who had a lot of Huskies coming down around him.
That's true, but again, they got some positive yardage, even though it's only 1 or 2. That leaves them 2nd and 8 instead of 2nd and 11 or 12.
And they stopped the clock because he went out of bounds.
That's true.
DJ Jantz back in the game. Split wide receiver to the left. In motion. And quickly handing off up the middle to Schneider.
And he's popped there. But
not they should be. Zerbel in motion from left to right. One man in the backfield. Quick pitch back.
Halfback option.
Halfback option.
He's wide open.
And all by himself. Perry, number 44, takes it into the end zone for the touchdown, making the score Covina 18 and South Hills 15. Now we kick the extra point.
Exactly. 2 points does you no good, and the extra point does you a lot of good. You'd be up by 1 or 2 if they kick the field goal. Well, you saw that coming. That was Ryan Zerbel, got the handoff from Matt Kearns, and of course the coverage is thinking run, because that's what they've been doing. You saw Zerbel kind of straighten up there. You knew it was going to be a halfback option. The coverage got back there a little late, and that was 41. DJ, what turned out to be a 19-15 lead.
Alan Yule kicking the ball. Nice long high kick coming down at about the 8-yard line, and the ball taken down across the 25, 26-yard line, where South Hills will start the next 5 minutes and 41 seconds with 1st and 10.
Well, that was you saw the play on a few plays ago when they tried to hit number 41 on the up pattern and just missed him. This time they ran the halfback option, and like I say, the coverage came up, and 41 was wide open. And fortunately for Covina, the halfback, Zerbel, who plays a flanker position, was able to get the ball to him in nice shape.
That young man right down there, number 44, who is the defender for the Colts, is the one that made that touchdown, or caught it. And handoff to the second back through, who's lifting his feet nicely and still driving, still on his feet, and a nice gain of about 7 yards for Griffin, who was did you see him lifting his legs? Just really pounding it out there. Good job by Griffin.
And it looks like 25, Brett Pierce, is a little shaken up coming off the field, but that was an excellent effort by Jared Griffin to churn and move up the field and gain 6 yards, leaving him at 2nd and 4.
Harold,
nice gain on 1st down.
Harold Carter, the back, split wide to the right side with 2 men in the backfield. I formation. Bates, the up back, or the close back. Handoff to the second man through. And Griffin with the ball getting a yard, bringing it up to make third down and about 1 for South Hills at about their 36-yard line.
Well, it'll be interesting. It's short yardage. I think just go ahead and keep it on the ground and give it to Jared Griffin, and I think that young man will get you the first down.
Well, old Coach Cap on this play would throw the long pass down the left sideline first to number 83,
David
Loveridge.
Who's
big
coach?
Surprise play.
Full house backfield. You're going to throw the long ball, huh?
And once again, he is stopped. He is stopped. Griffin is stopped cold for a loss at about the 35-yard line. So they dropped him back for about 1 yard.
I tell you what, new helmets, new haircuts, it may be a new beginning.
And a new attitude, huh?
A new beginning.
And a new attitude. The clock moving slowly down to 3 minutes and 25 seconds as we speak. It brings up 4th and about 1, and it appears that the Huskies of South Hills are playing all their marbles and going for it.
Might be trying to just get him to jump off. No.
And Ehler looking out to throw to the side, and incomplete.
Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it.
Oh, no.
Incomplete.
Exactly.
As contact was made, Loveridge dropped the ball.
David Loveridge, the intended receiver, and the Colts take over with 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the game at their 35-yard line of the Huskies. We hear a lot of Husky fans booing, but that ball was dropped to the turf. And for a minute, I didn't think they were going to call it. Did you, Mark?
Well, it was interesting. I didn't know whether they were actually going to say that he had possession, dropped it, and covered it. But it was knocked away almost instantly. And unfortunately for the Huskies, it's 3 minutes and 3 seconds to go. I don't know. Of course, now it's easy to say, but I would have punted it.
Well, maybe Don Hare will tell us what's going on. Well, Don's concentrated on the game. Well, we have a timeout on the field. Mark, take it away.
Well, the Covina team is leading 19-15, 3 minutes to go. It's been a real exciting game for the Valley Vista League opener, and I think the difference is the fact that the Colts have been able to concentrate and make some big plays. They got behind in the second half here, 15-12, and although they are 0-4, this is a new season.
You know, it'd be real interesting if we could get a nice close-up on Coach Sheehan out there on the field talking to his guys out there, because you can just imagine what he's been saying.
Well, as he trots off the field, I don't know if we can get all the way across the field, but it'd be nice to see his haircut, and a fine haircut it is. I'd say he got his money's worth.
Well, we're not going to see anything razzle-dazzle, I would suspect, at this point in time. And it is a handoff to number 44, Perry. And Perry carries the ball down for about 7 or 8 yards on the play just to keep the clock moving. I don't know. Who do you think scored the TD?
I actually think 41 did. DJ Jans, he's a receiver. He would have been down the field. But it'll be interesting to see. We have an expert in the stands, Don Hare, that we're going to get the final opinion from. And it'll be interesting to see what he does call. There's a flag on the field, so we're going to have a momentary stoppage in play. So it'll be interesting to see.
Okay, now I just got the official.
I said maybe the official word.
This is
delay
the
of the game
official
against
word.
Covina.
This is the official word from Don Hare, who is an avid Colts fan, and he said Perry scored the touchdown, agreeing with moi.
Well, I'd have to see the replay. Maybe there's somebody else we can ask in the stands. I forget what could be wrong. I thought it was number 41.
Actually, Don Hare's the expert for the Colts, or for the Huskies.
Well, that's true.
And
so he doesn't care who scored.
And there it is once again. Handoff to Snyder. Snyder getting up across the 30-yard line down to about the 27 with 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the game. It's third down and about 3. We have a timeout taken by South Hills, and I'm not sure if that's their third timeout or not. I know it's at least their second.
Well, as we see Coach Sheehan come out onto the field, let's hope that the camera up there can get a shot of his hair. And also the helmets will be in the same picture, and you'll see what a little motivational tool it's been for him. And as the score shows, 19-15, it has worked. Going from 0-4 going into league play, it's a new season. Why not start over?
A new beginning, right, as one would say?
Well, let's see. He's in good position. Let's see whether we can get him from the top camera. It doesn't look like we'll be able to.
And so, as Coach Sheehan goes off the field, the clock has been stopped with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in this contest, and it's been a very fine contest to this point.
It really has been. It's been a real good quality game. A few turnovers and muff plays, but generally it's been a real good, well-played game.
Not too many breaks going either way.
Even and out.
Kearns under center, handing off once again to Snyder. Snyder driving and twisting and turning across the 25-yard line to pick up the first down for the Colts, which might be the nail in the coffin for the Huskies.
Well, the clock will run, won't it, once they set the ball down.
As soon as they roll the chains.
And that is a first down, so under 2 minutes to go.
Now what the Colts want to do is take all the time they can coming out of the huddle, and hopefully maybe South Hills would jump off sides or make some more mistakes that will help them get another first down. Fine play coming up towards the end here for the Colts, and once again handing off to Perry. Perry being broncoed down to the turf at about the 20-yard line.
By number 48, Ben Spencer, rode that Colt down.
And the clock is running with about a minute and a half left in the ball game at this point, bringing up second and about 6. As the Colts break the huddle.
And it looks like we've seen the final here. It's going to be 19-15 unless some miracle happens.
And there is a fumble.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And let's see who's come up. And it is a South Hills ball. Maybe that is the miracle you were referring to, Mr. Shelsky. At a minute 6 remaining in the ball game with a live ball, and as soon as the chains are set, the clock exactly what South Hills needed at this point. Ealer with 2 men in the backfield is going back to pass, looking to his left, his favorite side, and throwing incomplete to Loveridge, number 83, bringing up second and 10 with 49 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Just off his fingertips, that ball was about at the 36. It's going to bring up a second and 10 at approximately the 22-yard line of the Huskies. And that's going to, did you say the time already? 49 seconds to go.
Yes, I did, but it won't hurt to say it again as you did.
49 seconds to go.
That's the third time around, Mark. And Ealer coming up under center. I formation. And back to pass. Looking back to the right for Pierce, and out of Pierce's hands. Incomplete. Pierce at about the 36-yard line. And had he caught that, he would have had an excellent opportunity to scramble out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Making the clock tick down to 44 seconds remaining in the game.
Well, unfortunately, the passes have been just a little bit off. He was under a lot of pressure. He's being hit as he threw that last one. So it'll be interesting to see. 44 seconds to go, and it's third and 10.
As the Huskies come back, 2 men in the backfield. Number 7, pass across the field to number 7, Harold Carter, who runs out of bounds to stop the clock with 39 seconds. A pickup of about 4 and that will be actually not even 4. Pickup of about 3 out of bounds. This is the ball game for South Hills here. They have to score a first down or the game is over.
Well, I think they're in need of some severe help here. Might see something like a hook and ladder play. Get the ball down the field, lateral it to somebody, and see if they can make some big yardage. But with only 39 seconds to go, they need to chew up some yardage quick.
And Ehler back and looking to his right and throwing incomplete to Griffin, just short of Griffin, and that makes the ball turn over to Covina with 33 seconds. All they have to do is snap the ball and fall down on it, and the game is over.
Well, they possibly got off a little bit fortunate there with the South Hills team had some opportunities there, but unfortunately they were unable to convert. And the Covina team will once again have an opportunity to run this clock out. And there's only 33 seconds left.
And it looks like Kearns is going back and down to a knee.
Oh, come
on.
What kind of business is that?
A little anxious there.
That was number 22, Steve Duran, and there was no reason for that business.
And I think the ball game is over at this point. They don't have to break the huddle. They were down to 15 seconds, and the clock is rolling. And the ball's just now been marked. They don't have to come out of the huddle. The game is over. We've got 3 seconds, 2, 1, and that is the ball game with the final score.
Covina 19, South Hills 15. I was thinking about that play right there where Duran hit the quarterback that was kneeling down. No need for that.
No need at all. Well, it's time to say goodbye and thank those people who helped bring this ball game to us.
Pizza Chalet, party special, 4 large pizzas, $23.95. Call 915-5879.
And Remax Masters Realty in Covina. When experience counts, you can count on Remax Masters. Call them at 967-1779. And if it's time to lower those payments, call American Mortgage. Do it the American way and take the American advantage. 967-0557.
Well, that's it from here. It's been a good ball game. Covina did win on a late touchdown, halfback option, play to number 41. And that brings this Continental Cablevision game of the week to an end.
And the breaks kind of went back and forth through here. There was a couple of breaks on each side. The Huskies didn't get any more breaks.